Hey, ZKast Caravallo from ZK Research here, and I'm inside the Expo Hall at AWS reInvent in Las Vegas. I'm going to do a mini ZK tour, so I'm going to go hit a couple of stations, look at some of the AWS innovations, so I hope you enjoy the ZK tour. All right, well, I'm inside the Hoops Highlight Maker, inside the Innovation Zone at AWS reInvent. I'm with Tiago Costa-Thomas. Tiago, what do you do here?
So this is the Highlight Maker. What we're doing here is trying to invite people to come and jump some hoops. And essentially what you like to do is to collect the telemetry of the player as you go through and as you do the hoops. So you go through here and you have three shots. We have the left layup shots, you have the free throw shot, and then you have the right layup. And as you're doing that, we're collecting the images from 4 different cameras here. And we're just analyzing your pose. We're analyzing where you are, where the ball is, the ball trajectory, and how your knee bend, your elbow bend, and we just like to essentially collect all that telemetry over a period of time and see how well you're doing that shot.
Okay, and to be clear, there's no RFID tags here, there's nothing in the ball, this is all done off camera vision.
All of it is camera vision, 100%.
Okay, well, that's pretty interesting. And so if I want to do this, how do I sign up?
Well, you just go there, you have a QR code, you just sign up with your name, with your email address. Once you have your own QR code, then you just sign up, you come here, and you just do the hoops. You just take a look at that screen right there, and it's just going to tell you what to do, basically. First, you're going to dribble the ball a little bit, then you're going to go through the left, you're going to do the left layup first, then you have the free throw here, and then you have the right layup. Once you do all of those, then you get a nice summary at the end of everything that you've done.
Okay, and then how many data points do you collect then off the shooter?
Well, we're collecting 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
So 60 frames per second, we collect every single frame from all these 4 different cameras, and we are continuously analyzing.
Well, what are you capturing off the camera? How many different hand positions? Do you know how many data points you're capturing?
Oh yeah, I mean we have a pose. So each pose estimation for us is about 20 points.
Oh.
From essentially where your elbow is, where your hand is, then also the ball and everything. So we have about 20 data points per frame. So you just multiply that 20 times 60 frames per second times the amount it takes for you to do the shot. It's how many points we're having.
Well, that's a lot of data points. All right, so should I give this a shot?
Yes, please.
Now I'm going to caveat this with I'm a terrible basketball player. So if you did hockey or something like that,
so am I. Okay. Not a problem.
Okay, so let's see how this goes.
There we go. Nice. Come on, you can do it.
All right, Tiago, well, that was a lot of fun. As you can see, I'm not the greatest basketball player.
I did pretty well.
What's next for the product?
So we are already invited to, also present this at summits next year. It's going to start in Europe, perhaps Hamburg, and we're really excited to take this and showcase the next iteration of this. So we are going to improve this technology. Actually, the next iteration of this is to have a full 3D reconstruction of what you've just done.
Okay.
So we have even better metrics, we have even better highlights, and yeah, we're very excited to just take this forward.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. And if you're a fan of The Office, you'll understand the reference. See you on the flippity flop. Okay, I'm here now in the AWS Non Profits area with David Marsh, your solutions architect with AWS. David, what's your role and what are you trying to show here?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a solutions architect on our nonprofits team at AWS. We support nonprofits globally in navigating their cloud and AWS journeys. Here today we're at the Nonprofit Impact Lounge, and this area is set up to showcase some of the work that we do with nonprofits as well as the organizations we work with.
Yeah, and I know you did something special for Giving Tuesday, and that happened during reInvent. We can talk about that?
Absolutely. So we hosted one of our nonprofit organizations that we work with here, Movember, at the booth. And here they were able to set up a barber shop and do some haircuts.
Yeah, did you get a lot of traction?
We did, yep. It was a big hit. We had a big line throughout the day.
Yeah, if I had known, I would have come and got my haircut.
Yep.
Yeah, so, and are there any specific nonprofits you want to call out, or how many, can you give me an idea how many nonprofits you work with?
Well, so we have a really wide base. So we support nonprofits of all sizes, enterprise level nonprofits, strategic level, even smaller nonprofits as well.
Yeah, and this fits into the broader AWS ESG initiatives. Right? I know AWS has a big focus on giving back And so it's good to see this. You had good traction at the lounge this year?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, this week we have a number of sessions. I think you can see it on the board back here, over 20 sessions focused on technology for impact.
Okay, now we're going to go take a look at a couple of the stations, but if people want to learn more about what you're doing, what's the URL they can go to?
Yes, so you can scan our QR codes here for more information and connect with the AWS account team for nonprofits. You can also look at our public sector webpage to learn more about our nonprofits team.
All right, well, off to the first station then. Okay, I'm here with Jeff Schweitzer. I'm looking at a pretty impressive truck with a whole bunch of equipment. Jeff, what do you do for AWS and what are you showing here?
Hi. So I'm Jeff Schweitzer. I lead Amazon's disaster response operations program worldwide.
That's got to be a big job.
It is a big job. We've been very busy this year. In fact, if you look at the map behind me, we've been on essentially 4 continents, deploying either direct or through others. We deploy technologies for response and relief to support communities impacted by disasters.
Okay, now I'm looking at the truck and I'm looking at the logo. It's got a Wi-Fi logo. I see some other radio equipment in there. What does this truck bring to the communities you go to?
So because disasters are unpredictable, you really have to be prepared for anything. So you could essentially equate this truck to being a Swiss Army knife on wheels. It has communications and connectivity solutions that span pretty much full spectrum, with the ability to connect with military, with private sector, with commercial cellular, and even private connectivity. And lastly, we even have elements that support private IoT connections.
Okay, so give me an example of like response time. So what's a recent disaster you might have been able to aid at?
So our team is focused on delivering response in 2 capacities. First, on the initial technology response, our goal is to be on site and operational within 72 hours of the crisis.
Okay. And that's because often 5G's out, nobody's got network connectivity, phone service is down.
So North Carolina is a great example of what happened. So North Carolina was a disaster that was what we categorize as being a black sky event, where the communities that are impacted may be offline with connectivity, power, and resources for weeks to months on end. So this is like the top of the extreme. But North Carolina during Hurricane Helene was a great example of how this toolkit got unfolded and every aspect of it was used.
Okay, and then I'm looking at your map here. And is that just 2024?
So this is actually since April 15th of 2024.
And how many is that?
It's 80 plus.
80 plus, wow.
80 plus.
You guys have been busy.
We have been very busy.
And this is all done as part of your nonprofit?
Correct.
Yeah, you go out there voluntarily?
Yes, so our core team is our full mission in life is to do good in the community around the world.
And then how do you coordinate with the local communities too, as well?
The success in the disaster response space is based on relationship and trust. So we have seasoned experts within our organization that have multi-decade relations with organizations and leaders at Fed, state, and local. This is how we really facilitate our involvement.
Okay, well, Jeff, appreciate your time. Thanks for what you do, and keep fighting the fight.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, well, that wraps up the ZK tour from the Expo Hall at AWS reInvent 2024. Those are 2 completely different use cases. One was really about how AWS is changing the game of basketball using analytics and AI, and the other one was about nonprofits and the great work that AWS is doing in the area of disaster relief. So I hope you enjoyed this tour. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next year from reInvent 2025.